Okay. Hi, everyone. Um,
Oh,
Today we have a guest, our friend Kristin Mothersbaugh, a very gifted medium. And she's going to join us today for a collective integration on um, feeling like building safety and trust is impossible because it's been broken so many times. um, in our lives, whether it's in schools, homes, friends, relationships, partners, work. I think we all can agree that we've experienced the trust and safety being broken to the point where um, how do you start building it when you've experienced it so many times, in life? So we thought it would be a good idea to kind of gain some more tools and awareness with this energy. Yeah. Um, yeah. Anybody else want to chime in or no?
this
Should we?
is such a good one. I'm just really excited
I
about
know.
what's going to come from this.
Me too.
I want to ask you a question, Sylvia, if that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do this healing today?
Oh, so um Kwonyin and I did a very intense integration the other day. Um like the like a few days ago on um feeling impossible to get what you want, like just really ingrained with that. Like there's a part that didn't budge. It's like no matter what anyone says, that's just the way it is. And after that integration, um, what happened? So that part came up for integration for me necessarily because I was having a hard time digesting my food and I kept ignoring it. Even though like it wasn't digesting, I kept craving food. So I kept eating. And so I realized like I was definitely ignoring, denying, disowning the part of me that felt like, see, it's impossible. I can't get what I want. It's just ignored and I'm never going to be seen. And after doing that integration, I don't drink coffee, but I went to go drink coffee to help my bowel movement. But it only ended up being worse. And I realized the immediate reaction I had was, oh, what should I do? Like, what can I do to make it better? And I realized the integration that Kwonyin and I did was on um, like really becoming aware of being with the pain. Like we always felt like, and also society, family, friends, I don't know, whoever you run into, like we were always taught or learned that pain is something that we all don't want to experience because it's negative, but never really realizing that pain can actually help and pain can actually uh, find a solution to make it better and safer and just stuff like that. And finding the positivity of like not being scared around pain because pain can also help out tremendously. So when I immediately thought of, okay, how can I make myself better? Um, but because of this intense integration, it made me realize, oh my God, wait, look at me. Like I should just be there with the pain. That's what like we came to with the awareness of like um, I am committed with my opposite now to be together in this pain. And so I sat there being in this pain of like this nausea, um, really intense, like my nervous system was just off the roof. Like it was like shaky and I felt like I wanted to vomit. And I just sat there in that pain and made me realize like, oh, this feels so good. I'm not ignoring my pain. But in there, it gave me the awareness of, oh no, I feel kind of guilty. What if now this part doesn't want to feel safe around me? And that kind of amplified. And then in our integration, we discovered that that part felt unsafe to start just trusting now that it understands. It needed time to build that trust, right? But then when it wanted to build that trust, it felt scared because it was so the energy of the extreme opposite. So how can it go from feeling so in this belief of it's not going to work to it's going to work now that it understands? Even if it understands, it's going to take time and practice. And so I felt like, fuck, I didn't help this part out. Like I just made it feel a little bit more insecure because of my automatic response that I'm so used to as like, oh, if I'm in pain, what can I do to make it better? Like automatically. So I went in there, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Like, but I did catch myself and I'm here with you. And then that part felt really good. Um, and then from there, this morning, I just became aware of a lot of things. Like, I pulled a card of integrity, which is feeling secure in your personal truth. But I could sense somewhere that I wasn't feeling really safe around that. Like I was afraid that this part, even though it understood it and it worked out really well, that I felt insecure that one of us can back out and feel like it's too hard to feel safe and trust and work towards that. And then from then on, I became aware of like, what is it? What was it? Oh, like recognizing like, oh, I never looked into this really, where it's been repeated so many times. The trust and safety in schools, family, like relationships, friends, like experienced it so many times throughout life. So of course it's not gonna be like, oh, now I understand. Okay, I'm gonna fully trust and feel safe around you. And I just somehow felt like that part I could learn a little bit more from just focusing on that energy to gain more tools so that we can further expand trusting and safe and feeling safe and trust with our conscious self. Because and then it made me realize the inner and the outer. So even that part felt the unsafety and the mistrust of even the self because of the inner polarities within being against each other. So it didn't even feel safe in the internal and it didn't even feel safe in the external. And I think integration does help you to find tools to feel safer and to trust and to want that more. But I just thought, like, well, Kwonyin and I just thought it would be good to like look into it on a more deeper level of like what else. I'm pretty sure we could learn a lot more in that area. And also like talking to Kwonyin too, she was going through the same energy in a different experience. And we both like also realized that like this is the same energy. And it was just from healing this that led to this awareness. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. 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 So I think, I don't know. It's just I think we wanted to share this piece with everyone because it's something that everyone experienced. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over again. Oh, and the tools were not taught on how to heal that and to work through that, that when the safety and trust was broken, most of us, or some of us, only coped with it by ignoring it, acting like nothing happened, or just forgetting about it, and not really looking into deeper of like, oh, that really hurt. And how do I go on trusting the same person again, or trusting a situation where it's repeated in a different scenario?
Mm.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I think a lot of this is just, yeah, the broken safety and trust that's happened so many times that it's a habit and it's a established pattern that you don't even notice anymore,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
So
then
true.
you have these healing experiences where in relationships where you start to realize, oh, um, there's another way I could live, and you get a taste of what it's like to have safety and trust in
Mhm.
like healing relationships. But then even in that state where you're getting the opposite of what you had formerly experienced, there's this vulnerability in that of like, oh, I have this new healing dynamic, but I don't feel like I can trust this and I don't feel safe in this new pattern, even though
Totally.
it's what you're now
Yeah.
healing version.
Mm-hmm.
And then um so not knowing, not trusting when the good and the healing is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
also like, and then in that you start to create like, try to like even though it's a new pattern, it still touches on the old pattern, the old painful pattern of like even trying to like look for where it like resembles the old pattern so that you don't have to trust, so that you mistrust the new pattern. So it's
Yep.
like this vulnerability place of like what we experienced yesterday, where it just feels, everything feels so raw and vulnerable, and you feel like a newborn baby. Like
Yeah.
you just need this like constant reassurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then if you don't have it for a moment, it just feels like, oh no, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what life is really about, like the
Yeah.
pain, like
Yeah.
not being seen, not being
And it
heard.
and that energy comes from every uh like all kinds of forms of experiences. Like whether it looks minor or intense, like it doesn't matter. It's the same energy of like mom says, I'm gonna, oh yes, mom's gonna get you ice cream today, but didn't. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that child's not gonna feel safe. Like, I don't feel safe. Mom says that, but I didn't get it. And so where's
Yeah.
that trust? And like that's a form of like what we're trying to heal, right? Versus and there's like different forms of that energy, I guess, intensity level of that energy. Um, and then, but then like being surrounded. So even in that example, like we are supposed to still fully trust the parent, you know? So it
Yeah.
is really confusing for a kid. Yeah.
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 Well, it's your only option too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's all
Mm-hmm.
you have.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, and this is another good one where like let's say they go to a relative's house and that relative is yelling, but the parent doesn't do the kid's parent doesn't do anything about it because it's a relative and like they don't want to speak up to that relative, so they stay like passive. But
Mhm.
then the child there is like feeling so unsafe and not being able to trust because oh, mom and dad's not going to do anything when I feel so unsafe. And how can I trust that they're going to really be there for me? Like that's a different kind of form of like, again, the trust and the safety being broken. And then the child is not going to feel safe whenever they feel or encounter something that feels unsafe or like distrusting. If they don't find that in the parent who takes care of them, like they're going to keep it to themselves. They're going to try to process this because even if they say or tell their parents whom they're supposed to trust the most and they experience that with them, it's like, well, if I know if my parents are not going to do anything or stand up for me, then it's no use saying it out loud. So they end up just keeping it to themselves. I don't know, there's so many ways where like this energy keeps being broken so easily, or this experience. Yeah.
And then you just come to this like worldview, core belief assumption that I am not safe and I can't truly trust anyone in this world, and all I have is myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
build this wall where you're so afraid of connecting and showing that vulnerability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it could also go another way. Like Sylvia said, so many different ways, but like in my experience, instead of building the wall after the trust is broken time and time again of the safety, it's like sometimes it's still ignoring red flags and
Oh yes.
accepting emotional and verbal abuse or even physical abuse.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then having to build that trust within so you can trust yourself to understand, oh, what's safe, what's
Right.
not safe, which takes
Mm-hmm.
time. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right. Like
Yeah.
your whole sense of safety and trust is just has been so tampered with that you don't even know, right? You can't discern what is truly safe and what you can
Yeah.
truly trust.
Right.
Yeah, having these really like porous boundaries where you don't know yourself. And so therefore it's ripe for violation or whatever. And you maybe not even then you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
allowing the things
Yeah.
that are harmful to you.
Yeah. So I think this is a good one. Shed some light
Wow.
on. Yeah. Ladies, ready? So I guess this will be parts work because it's a collective shadow work. And so the parts would be the part would be taking on the part that doesn't feel safe, and trusting that it could be built again, like that safety and trust could be built again after it's been like broken so many times. Yeah.
So how should we do this? Should we all go into that perspective, or is there going to be,
No, because if we all went in it, then um well, I guess we
or like one
can.
of us goes into it
Yeah, yeah.
and then
I
one
think
of us stays neutral?
yeah. Um,
Or what's the opposite of that?
well, I mean, there are several ways we can go into it. Like one, just looking into unsafety and trust, like that part, just that,
Mhm.
or that part and the opposite. Or like you said, we can all go into just that part of us and just being that support for each other with the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since we all have that part, maybe it would be beneficial for us to tap into that part within us and like support each other inside of that if
Okay,
any
we
like
can
awareness comes.
definitely try that. And what was I going to say? I know, Kristen, you said you had to, in case anyone has to go or whatever it may be, like
Yeah, you can just,
if we don't finish this on time, then it's okay to just kind of, I don't know. I guess, do you think that part would, um, like it's okay to just be like, oh, I have to go and or something, I guess, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or
yeah. Since we all know beforehand, I think I'm okay
yeah,
with you
because
leaving
I know
early
Kristen has
too.
to go a certain
Yeah,
time, and I don't know how long this process is going to be. Hopefully, it'll be
yeah,
done before, but if not, then
yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
just in case. Yeah.
Let's try to, I think we can
Okay.
under an hour, I don't know, just get new
Yeah.
awareness.
This is a
There's
good
the three of us.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not the collective. It's
Uh-huh.
just you, and my energy, and all just surrendering
Yeah.
to that. Cool. Okay.
So I'm taking the part of me and
Mhm.
Sylvia and Kristin.
No. You're just taking
or
you.
just me?
Uh-huh. And
Okay,
Kristin is
okay,
just taking Kristin, and I'm just taking my part.
okay,
And then
okay.
we're all just
Cool.
going to be in there together.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
Okay.
good.
So this is actually kind of new, right? We
Yeah,
haven't done this.
yeah.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
this will be interesting. All
Okay.
right. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Kwonyin will become the part of me that is not feeling safe and trusting because that safety and trust has been broken so many times. Yeah.
And I, Sylvia, with my free will, take on a part of me that feels insecure about building safety and trust again after it's been broken so many times. I feel like I don't even care to know.
Care to know what?
Like, to make it better. I feel like you both can agree, like, it's hopeless. How
Yeah.
can you trust something that's been broken over and over, like consistently and so easily? Like, I feel like I have so much anger towards this feels so unfair. Now we're supposed to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you expect me to just 180 shift to believing in and trusting in the world
Yeah.
when like all feels like all I've known is just pain and betrayal? Oh, and
I'm
this
My
is
chest hurts.
your chest. Oh, yeah. I can agree with you.
there's a part of me that even feels kind of shameful or embarrassed of my hope that things could be different this time.
What did you say?
There's a part of me that even feels a little shameful and embarrassed of my hope. Part of me that even hoped for like a different, hoped in a reality where I could fully trust and be safe. Like
Mm.
that was an illusion, and that I feel embarrassed that I believed in that illusion even for a moment.
Mm.
Yeah, I understand. It's like it's a fairy tale. Like it's not real.
Yeah.
This is the real world.
Yeah. I still feel this like sinking feeling in my chest.
I feel like after I understand, I'm just supposed to, like, now trust and feel safe. Or if things are better, then I'm supposed to just feel safe and trust. Is the environment that I kept like running into. Like if the environment feels okay now after, like for instance, like if my parents fought and now they're okay, then now I just have to be okay and feel safe and trusting of the environment. But it's gonna happen again. And then when they get better, then it's like, oh, okay, then I'm made to just like have to feel safer and trusted again. Because if I don't, and when they're feeling better, I say, I don't feel better. I'm still upset that you guys said that. No, like, and like I take all my time. It's like, it doesn't feel safe for me. And I can't trust that because then they can get mad at me for doing that.
So you can't tell anybody.
Yeah. Like if things are better in the environment, then I just have to roll with it
Yeah.
because then I could somehow cause it to be unsafe again. And I don't want that to happen. So it feels like I'm just being forced to just like forgive, forget, and move on.
Mm, I feel that bulldozed energy.
Yeah. Like so many times in my
Violent.
life,
Yeah.
so many different ways, not just
Yeah.
me, but just like even
Wait
in
a minute.
school, just say sorry. And it's like, but I don't feel better. But now it's better because you guys are supposed to say sorry to each other and then that's it, move on. Like, I don't know. It's just,
That pain is not allowed to, it just gets painted over or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which makes you question yourself even more. Like, oh, I guess I shouldn't hold a grudge. Oh, I guess I should just let it go.
Mhm.
and stay quiet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I did stay quiet so many times because there's there's no one asking me or inquiring with
mm-hmm.
me like how I'm
Yeah,
feeling, and just kind of someone else externally making a decision like it's done now, accept this new reality that it's all fine.
yeah. Or it becomes so normalized that even when, as an adult, you run into the same kind of energy and you just let it happen because it's something that we're used to or I'm used to.
Yes. And I feel a powerlessness. If we were to try and change it, it probably wouldn't change anyway.
Yep. Pretty depressing to be here.
Saying, or maybe I'm frozen. But yeah, you were saying, Kristin, there's like a powerlessness that of even if you were to say, hey, I'm not okay yet, like there's no there's no space for that. There's nothing being acknowledged about not being okay.
Yes, like it's always swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
feelings are less important than their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, you just hit on that pain of that, of, um, I think that's why the throat chakra got constricted because Like you know the truth in yourself, but you already feel totally hopeless and powerless about that truth mattering in the external reality. You already know that it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna be received. So why bother?
Or it could make it worse.
It can make it worse. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe you have tried before, but it just made things worse. That made you have to shove it down even harder away.
Yeah.
Feels super violent. You know, it's just so happened so many times.
I don't feel safe. I feel like you guys and we all can understand each other, but like that doesn't make me want to feel safer and trust you guys either. Like I see that you guys know me because you guys seem to also experience that over and over again.
Yeah.
But even when hearing both of you guys agree with each other and support each other, I don't know why it didn't seem to me like I couldn't see that, oh, that can't be real. It's like, because that energy is kind of like building the support with each other because you guys are understanding each other. And then there's that trust, but I don't know why. Like, it's almost like I don't want it to happen. Like,
What
I
would be
don't
bad
want
about
that
that?
energy to like happen because it feels so unfair. Like, it just seems like another, like, see, now we're gonna learn to be okay with it and to feel safer and to trust again. And
Mm.
And get hurt again.
yeah, so it
Oh,
feels safer to not stay connected to you both either. Like,
oh, okay. I feel that.
so it feels like I don't want to get closer.
Mm.
That feels safer and more trusting than getting closer for that potential harm.
What do you want, Sylvia?
I don't know, but everything just feels unsafe and scary to. It just feels really scary to say it's okay to be safe and it's okay to trust again. Like, it feels so scary. I don't know why. There's just a lot of scary energy in there for me. Because even in situations where I really felt like, oh, I feel really safe and it feels really trusting for it to be broken. So even when things look good and it feels real, like that is the one like where I get really angry about because I feel like I got like sucked into it or like became really gullible when I should have known.
Oh, so it sounds like you also shaming your hope in love.
Yeah, because that will that
bring
will,
pain.
yeah,
again.
not just love, just connection.
Yeah.
Even with myself, it's like, it's scary to want to trust myself because even my opposite parts, I couldn't feel safe. And trusting. And even if they're so aware and they want to change things, it feels scary to just let go of all the like pain I've experienced to say, okay, it's like I want to go with you, but it's so scary. And I feel like every time I try to take a step closer to my conscious self of like wanting to work things together, it feels even more scarier. Like there's so much more fear the more I get closer to like believing again and wanting it again. I'm curious, do you guys agree or no? Or do
Yeah.
you guys feel
I totally
different?
agree. No, I
Totally
totally
agree.
agree.
Mhm.
Yeah. This feels like the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, so it feels like even though you guys understand, it's like I'm still the neighbor that you don't really know.
Yeah.
It's like I know you guys are my neighbors and you guys are just there to some degree that distance feels enough. But I will not let you get closer is the feeling I get.
Yeah, as you're saying that, Sylvia, I have this other feeling coming up, and I wonder if you two are feeling it too.
Yeah.
It's like extreme self-hatred, like judging negatively, almost like this thought form of course they're not going to treat you right. Of course it's going to be messed up, and it's because of you. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
yeah,
Yeah. Like that self-hate. Like I don't want to make that mistake again.
Oh, yeah. And also, it's like, of course it's not going to work out because I'm cursed. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
never works out. Like it's a mistake to
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Stupid, freaking stupid.
Yeah.
Like I'm just walking in to find out my inevitable fate again,
Yeah.
that I'm cursed.
You feel like you are cursed.
Yeah.
Oh.
That I can't have
Yeah,
right.
Because why?
I don't know why. I just, that this is just who I am.
I see. I feel like there is no way of getting out of this. It's just too scary to try. It's like it doesn't matter how much I want it. I feel like it feels irrelevant to even like, yeah, so what? Yeah, I want to feel safer and to trust more and more. And yeah, but it doesn't matter. It feels like it doesn't matter what I want. Because either way, it's going to lead to getting hurt. And it's like, yeah, my opposite part is like, yeah, that like I'll be there with you in the pain. But you never know. It feels like mom, like, oh, I do feel safe with you, but there are moments where I didn't. But I know you're a good person. So I feel like that about my conscious self. Like, I know you're a good person. I do want to trust it. But even the people that I trusted too can hurt. And it's like, oh, but I'll be there for you. It's like, okay, but I don't know. It's like, I feel like I've witnessed or experienced when I fully did surrender to that safety and trust. It was pretty devastating for it to be broken, where I feel like the more I trust that person or the more I feel safe with that person, the scarier it just feels.
Yeah. Super sensitive. We're getting closer to the core wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I have this instinct to even want to hug you too. But
Huh?
then it's like I want to hug you all, like if you were here physically. But I feel like that wouldn't be safe. Like, gotta stop myself from taking action. I just gotta sit here in this stuck place.
I can't look at that. Do you hear
I feel
that?
so like alone in my cocoon. I didn't even think of you guys as near me. I mean, we're conversing, but I feel like so in my own cocoon.
My neighbor's going into construction right now, which is like,
Um,
even when I'm trying to feel safe for me, it's like annoying. Like safety doesn't work.
or like safety's an illusion. Like it's fake. It's not real.
Oh,
But I also started feeling like
yeah.
this is just how it is. So I feel I want to just get to my own safety by just like numbing out or something. Like, what good is it to just dwell in here?
I understand the numbing out, even wanting to like drink alcohol or something, just forget about it for a little
Forget
bit.
about it. Yeah, feels like something I can't solve.
Mm. I saw him with my rainbow, release myself from this. My- I feel like this, we're all gonna drown here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like one of us, I'll take on the opposite because I feel like we'll all just drown here.
Yeah, I can feel that. We're really low.
We're really low.
Like even
Yeah.
supporting and connecting with each other is not working. So I'm going to take on the opposite for the three of us.
Okay.
And you guys can just stay there, but also take the intention of my energy too. Taking that
Okay.
as a collective. I, Sylvia, with my free will, take on the collective part of Kristin, Kwonyin, and myself. That is the opposite of no. Sorry, I'm going to start over. I, Sylvia, with my free will, take on the part of Kristin, Kwonyin, and myself that fully is committed and believes in rebuilding safety and trust. I feel like I want to say, like I even feel bad to say I understand, because I feel like I would be offending you. But I'm so genuinely committed in wanting to build safety and trust with you. And I can't help but believe that it does work and it is possible because like I've grown to understand you more and more and more and more to the point where it's so worth it for me to fight for this and to make you see that you are safe with me and that you can build trust with me. It's
I don't
worth
know. I
it.
feel angry at you.
I'm all up for it. It's like I know that will happen and I'm ready to even go through that with you. So all I ask is you're safe to just be who you are. If you're angry, it's okay to be angry.
I just feel like a little kid again. Like I'm supposed to hope again. Everything's gonna be okay. And then you grow up and life is like really hard. And it's like it makes me mad because I feel like people lie to me. They told me I can trust them, I can trust myself, I can trust the world, but I actually can't. So it's hard for me to believe you.
Yeah. I too am recognizing and wanting to understand, and also to some degree understanding you with not wanting to change your belief about it because you've experienced it so many times. And it feels like a joke that I feel like a fraud or like some joke to you. Like I'm messing with your deep desire that you know doesn't exist. And I feel like I'm making fun of what you really desire, but you really know it doesn't exist. I feel like whatever I say is gonna just be triggered by you. And to be honest, I don't know what will make it better or how to make it better. And I feel like even I just want to be honest and genuine, but even my honesty and genuine is like triggering. But I just know that like I know I'm prepared that I will trigger you, but I'm not gonna give up. I will keep showing up and keep showing up because I don't know any other tools. But I don't want to give you more pain. And that hurts me. And it hurts that my genuine like want to commit and have you see that about me is not getting through.
Yeah, I feel almost like even hearing you, and it's really touching me, but I feel scared to like trust in you and disappointed. But at the same time, it feels like you're my only sense of hope right now from where I'm at. Yeah. So it's like this thing that I need, like I need hope, but then I'm also afraid of hope too. Like I need this so bad.
Yeah, I feel the same. Still mad, but it feels like maybe
Why are you mad? I want to understand.
I feel like you don't really understand me. Like you don't really understand how hard it is. And that makes me mad that you're like, I want to make it better. You don't really understand. It feels like trying to take a shortcut when there isn't one.
I can see that that is how you would be feeling. But I feel like if I don't stand my ground with my personal truth, then you will never have the opportunity to experience like um like it is possible to build safety and trust again. If I go away, then it's done. We'll live the rest of our lives with your belief and it won't change. And I feel like I am willing to be the bad guy to you, it feels like. And I want to be patient enough that one day maybe you'll see or feel my genuine want of really making it possible. But I already know that like even me feeling genuine, I do feel a little guilt because I know it feels like then you would have to try, which means it's giving up on your belief. But I know that you have every right to hold on to your belief too. This feels like a tug of war because I see that we're both not wrong.
what you just said though, I can really feel it. It's like you're tearing down my walls. It's a little scary, to be honest, but kind of makes me start to believe again. Like there is hope. Like maybe there is a way.
How
Maybe.
does that feel for both of you when you're feeling like you want to bring that out in you that you've stuffed?
I want to. I want to bring it out.
You somehow blame yourself for wanting that feeling or even wanting that.
Feel less blame and just almost. I'm so tired of the old way that even if it's painful, I want to choose to just be seen. Like I want to unstuff it. You know?
I want to know, like, with the guarantee of, like, I feel like even if you both, I feel like, yeah, you both want it now, but it feels really shaky. Like, I feel like I too can get hurt by you when you so want it and you say it, but I'm gonna get tricked by you, and then you're gonna hurt me by retrieving back into your old belief. I am scared of that. I feel like that would hurt me a lot when I'm genuinely wanting to build it. And I don't want you to think this is like something you can do to me. Like just retrieve whenever you want. So I don't want to receive you if you feel very wobbly to like join me. It feels like I also want you to really like feel like it's so worth it for you that even through the pain, you're gonna still want to go towards it. I like really want to find that out from you. I don't want to accept you too if you're just gonna take it lightly just because you really want what you want. I mean, that kind of came out wrong. Like, I support you wanting what you want and you going for it, but I'm just scared that you're gonna like not try so hard.
It sounds like we're both in like a shaky, vulnerable place.
Yeah.
So that's
But
what we have in common.
that's what?
So that's what we have in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also does feel like now that we're going this way, like we can't go back. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps, but it's like this is more hope than we've had in a long time from someone that is
Yeah.
really authentic.
And you know what also I realized was I thought that you were the strong one and I'm the weak one and you're like superior and I'm inferior. But I just realized that maybe we're more equal than I thought. So maybe we're
Actually, you're
both
not
like building
wrong.
something equally together. Not like I'm joining your reality, but we're both creating a new reality we both haven't seen before yet together.
I'm glad you brought that up because you are right. I was like that in the past, and I
Mm-hmm.
did treat you like that in the past. But
Mm-hmm.
the more I started becoming aware, the more I wanted to build safety and trust in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know how much I hurt you too by doing that to you because I wasn't aware of what I'm aware today. So I can see why it's even harder for you to trust me because you've also felt broken by me too.
Mhm.
And you're not wrong. That is true. But I'm not the past anymore because I became aware.
Somehow I feel more safe knowing that.
What I want to ask is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
What were you going to say?
I just was gonna say, yeah, somehow I just felt my own like equal value to yours. Yeah.
I'm glad you feel that because that's what I want to feel with you too, like with each other. So I feel like my new awareness is you're also feeling it too, which makes me feel better.
Yeah, I feel it too a lot better. Like I'm coming out of this dark well.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I do want to ask in the future, like let's say, for example, you run into a feeling state through a different experience that's the same as the past, but then the past of that same energy hurt you a lot and you re-experience it in the new. Like I've felt you before where you want to retreat back to this belief you both have, like not wanting to trust and move forward with me because whatever that experience, you don't want it to repeat. So when you feel like in the new it's that same energy, I can see
Yeah.
that it's really hard for you to like go along with me. And I want to know, like, I don't know, I just want to understand that more because
Um,
I don't want you to retrieve like that.
yeah. And I think the retrieve happens when I feel like I don't want to feel more pain or
Yeah.
old pain.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing that just like in the way a flower needs to bloom or wants to bloom, like actually I want to like use that as like my way to move into the pain more.
I'm not sure I quite
The
understood.
the construction is um what?
Right? It doesn't feel safe to, does it not feel safe to you?
Yeah.
I feel like this construction is literally about like these like whatever they're drilling into the wall, you know? It's like
Like not caring.
kind of like move like this is a chance to like move into the pain of that disturbance.
Yes.
Don't shut it out.
I feel braver though. I feel like it's not as scary or I don't want to cower like I
Yeah,
used to.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not the moment to cower now. It's the moment to like face it and hear it and feel it and like open up to it.
Yeah. So even if that noise triggers you, like
Yeah,
feel free to even let it trigger you and to express your
yeah,
authentic self.
yeah.
So I have an example. Let's say in the past, like someone used to always like pinch you, right? But the person that always pinched you wore a red shirt. And then let's say now I'm here telling you, like, I'm not going to let that happen because that was a very traumatic, like painful experience for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that, like, I'm going to keep you safe and trusting so that you don't experience that again. And let's say you experienced that in the past every day for many years. So now you guys are saying, okay, because you really want that and you come follow me. And let's say you witness someone like next to you with the red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to feel safe and trust that it's not going to happen to you when you feel scared by this person in the red shirt standing next to you?
Oh. Okay, so this is where
how
I'm
will you
being,
not retrieve back?
I don't expect you to shield me from having that trigger with the person with the red shirt. Because there are a lot of people in the world who wear red shirts, and I'm sure I'm going to run into them in the future. But
But if it was really traumatizing for you, it'll bring up the insecurity of he may not, but he or she may not, but can definitely do it.
I think the fact that you know that this is a trigger for me, and I know that you know that this is a trigger for me, and that this is something that I'm that I can process my feelings with as it comes up in the moment. Like that feels like it's establishing safety every time it does
I
come up.
agree.
Not for you to not prevent me from feeling those things. I don't think it's about you preventing me from feeling those things, but that when they do come up, we have this established sense of like being able to feel safer in talking about it and addressing it, processing it together.
This is interesting because I'm having a hard time believing that because I felt you retrieve. Like that's the kind of answer I would like to say. So I'm kind of shocked that I'm not shocked, but surprising that that's how you feel.
And you know what?
That I don't
Maybe I
believe
also can't
you.
guarantee that I won't retreat either. And I may, and I probably will. Uh,
That made me feel unsafe. I feel like now I'm understanding you both more a little bit. I feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to trust them because it felt too easy. But whenever I feel you, that's not how you feel to me.
What I feel is this is something that is a process we'll have to come up against every time and
yeah.
be a team together.
Mhm.
Because if we're not a team, say if you retreat or if I retreat, the trust is broken and we have to, it's like moving backwards. So it's like we have to just keep this sense of trust.
What got you to be on my end? I feel
On
like
your
the
end,
roles switched.
oh, I don't know. I felt really safe, so I guess I
It's
switched.
interesting how I feel like I flipped to your end and you guys flipped to my end.
Oh, how interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I now feel like, oh, that sounds a little bullshit.
Huh.
Like you guys were both like so adamant about it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden so for it, like so easily when I don't know, like now this doesn't feel real.
Can I explain?
Yeah.
When you really wanted to genuinely understand, that was so new and it felt scary at first, but then the more we were talking, the better it felt and the safer it felt. And I just want that connection. It's like it got me excited.
But it's interesting. I don't know how I got to your end. Like it feels hard to trust. I feel like I worked so hard in getting you to like where I'm at. And now that you guys are easily doing that, I don't know why it just feels worse. Like just the other day, or like it feels hard to believe that for some reason. Because I knew it was going to be hard to like easily just build that safety and that trust again because of that traumatic experience that kept being broken. And now, like, I have you on board. It just feels wrong. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get hurt by both of you. Like, you're gonna, like, break the meaning of, like, building the trust and the safety. Like, what I worked
So
so hard to build, I feel like you guys can easily break that. And it feels hard to trust both of you now.
okay, so what I'm hearing is that something that you worked so hard for, and that because we so easily came on board, you don't trust things that come easy because you
Yeah,
had to work so hard. So how
yeah,
can something be connected so easily? So then if it happens so easily, it can also be easily broken too.
yeah.
It doesn't seem substantial
Because I
if something happens so
understand
easily.
both of you really well. And I know that it's not going to be an easy process.
Well, I think you are right. And also, I think we all have a truth about like how relationships evolve, which is that it is hard and it also can easily shift too. But it doesn't mean that everything stays that way. I think it's what I'm sensing is it's very dynamic, and in a moment things can shift really dramatically, and
But
it
I
can
don't
also,
understand, like, what made that shift for you both? I don't understand that still. Like, it
I think
doesn't
when I
feel
felt
fulfilled in me.
understood, I think when I felt understood and seen, it like
Okay.
was just enough of a hope for me to join my parts, to join in with like wanting to put my energy into building the new.
Exactly at what point did you feel that shift? Like, in what conversation? Like, I want to know because I feel like I tried to like help you both, like to get there, and it was so hard. It's so hard. It was really challenging for me. So now I'm like, whoa, like I feel like I missed the train. Like, at what was the deal that broke it? Like, I still don't understand that.
I think I know. I don't know if Kwonyin, if it's the same for you, but for me, it was hearing, no matter what, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep trying to connect with you. I'm not leaving. Like that was so genuine, and I believed it. And it really, it was a new feeling of connection.
But like, how did that just erase all the pain you endured? I don't get it. Or did it not? Like,
It didn't. I still feel scared, like shaky,
so then
but
how
excited.
do I know you're not gonna go back to that? But now that I say that, I feel like I'm missing something. Like, maybe I'm supposed to accept that, yeah, there will be times where I feel unsafe and things are not gonna feel trusting.
Yeah. Maybe it's about like
I think
again like you can be supported, each side of us can feel supported when we feel vulnerable and unsafe, and it's not just, you know, like we're only now feeling this way of like feeling safe because of what you gave to us, and now that you are not feeling safe, we can be here for you too, you know. It's not one-sided. Like we can just keep like
Yes.
reflecting back to each other what we need, and it's fluid.
I see.
So this is you being able to receive from us what you also shined the light to us for us to feel safe. So it's like the same light that we're just reflecting back to each other when we need it, when we feel lost in a certain moment.
I see.
Yeah.
You both made me realize something about myself I didn't recognize, which is because I understood through becoming more aware of you both more and more, that I subconsciously started building this, like, scared of going back to feeling unsafe and
Mhm.
that mistrust again, that
Mhm.
I try to build it so that we all don't have to experience that anymore.
Mhm.
But it's not about that. It's about
No, it's not about that.
having
It's
all
not
of
about
that.
so that you don't have to experience it anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about how to overcome it together.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
almost like
saying always is.
welcoming that as a way to keep strengthening our bond every time it does coming up, welcoming it every time it does come up.
Oh, 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 I see it now. I, it's like you both, just like what happened, you both feel unsafe and safe,
Mhm.
mistrust and trust, and I do too,
Yeah,
on on both ends,
on
and
both ends.
feeling safe with that on both ends.
Yeah.
So now I realize I was also a little blindsided on my end.
Yeah, you're also not just one thing of like always the safety provider. You're also allowed to be the
I
one
felt
that's
like
supportive.
if
When
I
you're not
felt
ready to.
unsafe, then I would let you guys down and we will all
No,
stay stuck there again. And I
no,
was afraid that like I always had to put a strong front for both of you
no.
so
Yeah,
that like you guys will find the hope and like come with me. I
yeah.
felt like I was the last hope or something like that.
Um,
So if I fail, then we all fail.
no, that's not true.
I see.
Like, I feel like receiving your love made me strong. And now I feel
And
like
when
it's,
I feel weak or doubtful, then you guys will have my back, it feels like.
yeah,
And we'll
yeah,
both continue to have each other's back.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And we're
And I'm,
both safe to feel like low or high, like doesn't matter.
yeah. And I know that I'm also gonna trip and feel really scared again, and I'll need you to remind me again.
I can do that. I like this solution so much better than what I had in mind. I feel like
Mm,
I can now like feel better about like this heavy weight of this responsibility that like I felt like
yeah.
I had to like hold on to.
No, yeah. So you could also let go into me too, because I feel strong to hold you now because of the love you poured into me and assurance you gave me.
Thank you for saying. I feel seen and understood finally because I felt like it was so hard for so like for a while. Every time I kept growing, I just felt like, oh my God, this is so hard. This is so hard. And I felt more responsible and more responsible to not give up. But now I feel seen. That like it's making me feel proud of my idea and that my idea worked. And then now that you both understand, it's like your idea is really great too. And so like I realized both our ideas are really great. And using both our ideas like I just feel like just created a whole new better solution. Like a stronger solution. I don't know, it just feels like a stronger commitment. I feel complete now. How about you both?
Me too.
Okay. I, Sylvia, would like for you both release myself from all of the parts and give it back to its rightful owners. Oh, that was good. It's cool where both ends got to experience like the polarity and to realize that we have the same. I guess Kristen had to go.
Yeah.
Hey, but I wasn't aware that part felt very like responsible.
Yeah.
Like to keep it up because it felt alone in keeping that up with the
I feel
unconscious
like you're like the
parts.
masculine part. You were the right.
I have no idea. Wait, what?
I don't know. It felt like you were kind of embodying the masculine
Yeah.
consciousness of like
Oh,
always
I
needing
did
to be
feel that a little
strong.
bit towards
Yeah.
the end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And afraid
Oh,
to be weak and vulnerable.
uh-huh. Like I felt like, I mean, that part felt like it had to stay strong in that. And because it was so normalized in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if
Right.
I break down, then everyone's going to break down.
Yeah.
I got to keep it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then actually, um, yeah, I feel like we kind of resolved it with this interdependence,
Yeah. Yeah.
going into interdependent.
For sure.
And it's not about like achieving the state and then holding on to it, but that it's this, we're always going to be like moving from one polarity to the other. It's
Yeah.
fluid.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So it
And
feels
now
like,
that like, I'm rejuvenated, I can now be there for you. Or like, and then when I feel
yeah.
depleted and unsafe and insecure,
Yeah.
you can be here for me.
I like what you said because when you said that, it made me see like there is no really polarities. It just everyone gets to just kind of leave back
Yeah,
and forth and just feel safe.
back and forth. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like on a smaller scale, like on a like um that is what I don't know, it felt like the world, like that world felt like um what we want to see in the external.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dang.
Totally.
It was pretty
Wow.
cool.
That
Yeah.
was really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for this.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Well,